What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Most Valuable Podcast. This is episode 48. Woo! Man, we are back. Glad to be back. Had a short little break. Now, as you can see, well, let me introduce myself. My name is Mark Williams with my colleague
Victor Castro.
And we're just two dudes who do real estate for a living, but we are two dudes that are diehard football fans. And as you can see, we are opposing teams fans. People are like, oh my gosh, we get in some conversations in our group chat with some of our colleagues, and they're like, how are you guys business partners? It's like, it's good. Sometimes opposites attract.
Shout out to Brooks for making that last comment. He said, if the Niners and the Raiders ever make the Super Bowl, what's going to happen to MVP?
We'll be good. We'll be good. We'll be stronger than ever, especially because the Raiders are going to win.
Anyways.
But we say, hey, let's do something fun, man. We've been, we talk about real estate a lot. We've been having tons of guests on the podcast, and let's have a little fun. So this is going to be your 2025 MVP Real Estate NFL Edition podcast. We're going to talk about, first and foremost, maybe why we're such big football fans. We'll talk a little bit about fantasy football. We'll talk a little bit about our outlook on the season. We're not sports. We're just casual fans, so we'll talk about that. And then at the end, we're going to do something fun. We're going to go down each other's schedule. So I'm going to read the Niners schedule. Victor's going to read the Raiders schedule. And we're going to give you our predictions of our team and what we should hope to finish at the end of the season. Cool? All right, man. So let's start off with you, Victor. So I know you're a big San Francisco 49er fan. Maybe tell everybody listening, like, when that fandom began, if you can remember.
Yeah, I remember.
And why is football, like, I know you're big into football, like,
soccer.
Like soccer.
Yeah.
But why is, like, American football you're so passionate about?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I can remember when I was 5 years old, that was 1994. Who won that Super Bowl that year, bro?
Yeah, against the Chargers.
Exactly. And I remember my family celebrating. I remember, our friends. We all got together. We used to live in San Jose at that time. It was just a big thing in growing up. I remember like it was yesterday. I was 5 years old. But ever since then, that's the team I ran with.
Okay.
Man. The local team, obviously Raiders as well at that time.
Well, in 94, we were still in LA.
Oh, okay.
Came up the next year, 95.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there was a transition, but there was, for the most part, the local team, right? I'm always a local. Like, for example, basketball, I'm a Warriors fan.
Yeah.
Baseball, I'm a Giants fan. So I always roll with the local team, and I like their colors. So that's why I ran with the Niners.
Nice, man. Nice. So that's the story of Victor's San Francisco 49er fandom. Saw the Super Bowl, saw them destroy the Chargers. Oh my gosh, I remember that Super Bowl. We stopped, like, I'm a little bit older than you. I think at halftime we went and played basketball.
What were you, like?
Like 12?
You were like 10 or 11, bro.
Oh, 10 or 11. Yeah, like 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah. I
remember I was at my buddy Jake's house. Growing up, my buddies were all, being from like San Francisco and Daly City, like there's, I would say, more Niner fans in that area, right? I wasn't like in the East Bay. So we went over his house and we were watching it with his family. And then we're like, dude, this game is boring. We're kids. We're like 10, 11. I think we went and played basketball like the whole second half because it was already over at halftime.
Yeah.
Like from what I remember in that Super Bowl, it was already over. The Chargers were very overmatched that year. And if my memory recalls, the Chargers beat the Colts in the AFC Championship game. I almost want to pull that up, bro, because I want to make a point here and show you like my football knowledge. So let me just pull up 1994 AFC Championship game. Oh, no. It was the Chargers beat the Steelers, but the game before that, the divisional, it was the Chargers versus the Colts. And the reason I'm bringing that up is the Colts quarterback was Jim Harbaugh. And the Chargers won. Jim Harbaugh threw a Hail Mary at the end of the game. And the dude he was like a centimeter away from it being a catch. Like he didn't know it hit his chest, and when he closed his arms, like the tip of the football just touched the ground. Otherwise, the Chargers would have never been in that Super Bowl. It would have been Steelers versus Colts in the AFC champion, and then the winner of that would have played the Niners. Right. Yeah, because the Chargers I think they were a good team that year, but no one expected them to make it to. I think the Steelers were the favorites to go to the Super Bowl that year.
What's his face?
It was Neil O'Donnell, I think, was the quarterback.
What was the famous linebacker for the Steelers?
For the Steelers,
there was someone.
I mean, they had a squad back then for sure. So, but yeah, man. I mean, so my fandom's a little bit different. My fandom comes from my dad. So, everyone's like, "Oh, you're born in San Francisco. Why are you a Raider fan?" It's like, well, my dad was born in the Midwest, and from Arkansas to Chicago to LA, and then in high school in the 70s he came up to San Francisco with my grandpa, and so like being all over the place, he played sports. He played football for one of the high schools in San Francisco, and he was a big Raider fan because in the 70s they were the team of the Bay. Like the Raiders were the team of the Bay. The Niners didn't really have much success. Like when the conferences merged
in the 70s, right?
When the AFC, I mean, they didn't have success in the 60s either. But the Niners didn't get good until Bill Walsh.
Yeah, in the 80s.
They had a couple seasons where they did good, but like where they were really competitive was when like Bill Walsh got there. And even then, his first season, they only won.
It was under new ownership.
Yeah,
and everything.
And even then too, like Bill Walsh's first season, I think he won like 2 games or something like that. He won like 2-14 or whatever. So he built that. Like the Niners' success is because of the new ownership and that guy.
Yeah.
Right. So when he came in the 70s were like the heyday. That's Madden era. The Raiders won a Super Bowl. They were constantly in the AFC Championship game. I think they were in the AFC Championship game like 5 or 6 times in the 70s. And that was the team. That was the team everyone rooted for. The A's won 3 straight World Series, and the Raiders won the first Super Bowl, like the first teams to win championships in the Bay Area. And the Warriors even won a title in the 70s. Yeah. So, like, Oakland was the sports city. Yeah. So, him not being from all different areas, he became a Raider fan. So, when he had me, I'm his son. Like, your kid's going to be the fan.
Usually that's what happens. Yeah. My dad, for example, in soccer, shout out to all Chivistas, which is a Mexican soccer team, professional soccer team from Guadalajara. That's what my dad grew up watching, and of course I was going to grow up watching them. I had no choice. Exactly.
My daughter, you're just like your daughter. My daughter has no choice.
Yeah,
she is a Raider fan,
absolutely,
and a Warrior fan.
My wife wasn't a football fan. Now she is, and she's a Niner.
Same with my wife. So that's kind of where my fandom came, and it was cool because, like, although they did win a Super Bowl when I was a baby, I don't remember, right?
Yeah.
So my very first football game that I ever went to was the year they moved back to Oakland. My dad had gotten tickets. We played the Steelers, and it was crazy, bro, because that's before they did the renovations to the Coliseum. So they put like these temporary bleachers up. And like you walked and the whole bleacher like moving. Shook. Yeah. It was the most wildest. I think we ended up losing the game like at the end. But it was a good game. It was a good game, and it was like I always watch it on TV, but to see it the first time in person, that's like, oh, okay, cool. Right?
It's complete. I remember, like it doesn't matter what type of sporting event in person. It's a whole different ball game.
It's different ball game. So that's where my fandom comes in. So yes, that's why I am a
diehard Raider.
I am a Raider fan, diehard. I do like the San Francisco Giants are my number 1 baseball team. I do root for the A's just because, in baseball you can like 2 different teams. Yeah. They call them split cappers. When the A's and Giants play, I root for the Giants, but I do like seeing the A's have success. And then basketball's Warriors. And then hockey is the Sharks. But
yeah, of course.
Hockey games are dope in person.
I've never been to a hockey game.
We should go, bro. They're crazy in person. You think NFL players are big? Hockey players are just as big, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, so let's get into it. So 2025 season, we're at the end of week 2. You're watching this. When you're watching this, we're filming this on Monday for the doubleheader Monday night. You have I think the Bucks play somebody, and then the Raiders and Chargers. So we're at the end of week 2. So week 3.
They play Houston.
Oh, they play Houston. That's right. So week 3, we're going into week 3. So far, Victor, in this NFL season, I want to hear who's kind of stands out to you. Beside your team, obviously, right? We'll get into our teams later. But who do you think has shown maybe have no drop off, or who's impressed you and who's disappointed you?
Yeah, man. Even before we started this podcast, I already told you Baltimore looks for real. Baltimore has a great defense, great offense. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is him.
Yeah.
But I think they obviously need to tweak a little thing here and there. They need to start finishing games. If they figure it out and start finishing games, they're going to be the contender to beat, bro, in my opinion.
I mean, they've been the contender to beat.
Yeah.
I just feel like they can't get over the hump. They can't beat the Bills.
I don't understand why.
Like, they get to the playoffs and then, like, they forget how to play. It's crazy. It's like, that's how it's kind of been in the AFC, right? The last couple of years. It's like, the Ravens can't beat the Bills can't beat the Chiefs.
They absolutely stopped Henry.
Yeah.
Right? But, and see, look, there's, I think, 4 2-0 teams right now. One of them, the Niners.
There'll be
yeah, we'll talk
there'll
about
be 5
that.
after
We'll
tonight.
talk about that.
Well, there'll be 5 regardless, because if the Chargers win, they're 2-0. If the Raiders win, they're 2-0.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But they lost. They're 1-1, but they did play in Buffalo in a hostile environment.
But they were up.
They were up, up.
They were
huge.
up.
There was like the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was like 20. It was like 20 something to 7 or something at halftime. 24-7 or something.
Yeah,
like
towards the end it was like 40 to like 30.
I mean, they lost by 1 point, right?
Something like that, 41 or something like that by 1 point. But if they continue playing how they did for 3 quarters and for the rest of the year, bro, it's gonna be tough to beat them.
Yeah, they're definitely a tough team. It's one of those things, like, can they get over the hump? There's been many teams throughout the years of the NFL that, like, something just happens, right? They say in football, it's not about what you do in September, it's about what you do in December.
Yeah.
Right?
So if they figure out how to play for 4 quarters, watch out.
Yeah.
Watch
yeah,
out.
Yeah.
Philadelphia also looks good at the obviously different division conferences. Baltimore's in the AFC. And
yeah. So AFC. So if you were to make a prediction today of who's going to be playing in Santa Clara in February, out of the AFC, you're going to go with Baltimore.
I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
Okay, and then NFC.
Even though I would look, I'm a Niner fan, but I'm a realistic Niner fan. I would love to say hopefully the Niners make it. But Philadelphia is the contender in the NFC. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah, so you got Philly and Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you on Philly. I think they're going to be in the Super Bowl. If everyone stays healthy, I don't even think we've seen them even play. The 2 games I just watched them win, it was like effortless. They didn't even, honestly, I don't even think they played good. I think Jalen Hurts had like 100 yards, of throwing of offense.
It's their defense.
Saquon hasn't. Yeah, but what I'm getting at is you got to remember they have a new offensive coordinator. That's what people forget. They go, oh, their offense looks bad. They're just learning. It's going to be similar system, but Kellen Moore is the coach of the Saints. He was their offensive coordinator. So they lost that. So they lost that part of their team, and it's almost like Detroit.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, my gosh, Ben Johnson, he was the whole reason why Detroit was good.
What did
they just do yesterday?
Scraped them.
They just put 51 up on Ben Johnson, who knows their offense, right? They had 8 coaches leave. Yep. Not just their OC and DC get head coaching, but all the assistants that left too. So sometimes
DC went to New York, right? The
Jets. He's with the Jets. And then Ben Johnson with the Bears. But then they took some of their assistants with them. They lost 8 coaches, bro. That's a lot. I mean, NFL have big coaching staffs, but those are like important pieces, right? Your DC and your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. So with Philadelphia, they lost their offensive coordinator. He got a head coaching job, right? And that was their thing too. Is when they lost the Super Bowl, even though Jalen Hurts played lights out, they were like, I think their head coach was calling the plays, Sirianni, and then he brought in Kellen Moore from the Cowboys, got the Super Bowl, right? So he leaves. So now they have someone else calling plays. And, it's going to take that guy some time to get into the groove. It's different. Even if he was like, say, the quarterback's coach, it's different being there. Now you're the guy. There's always a little bit of a transition. And with the short preseasons, I think with the short preseasons, like it takes a couple games for the offense to catch up to the defense. In the case of Detroit, it took one game.
Yeah.
But that's why you usually see defenses play better than offenses at the beginning of the year, because defenses are usually more basic in their scheme compared to like offense.
They're not going to show you their stunts and
yeah.
Come playoffs. That's where they're going to pull them all, right?
So like watching the Eagles play, bro, it's just like the last two games, like it's kind of was never in doubt that they were going to lose. It's just more like, how much are they going to win by?
Well, this is how I saw the last game versus KC. KC is a completely different team, dude. They're bad, bro.
You know what it
They're
is?
bad.
KC is the same team they were last year. The difference between last year is they won. The ball bounced their way. That's the crazy thing about football. Think about all those close games they won.
Was it the ball or was it the refs?
Yeah, a little bit of both. But think about all those games last year. The Bengals game, they got the PI call. The Raiders game, it was actually a dead play, but even if it wasn't, the dude fumbles at the end and they're in line for the game-winning field goal. That's 2 wins. There's like 3 wins. Oh, the Broncos game, he got the field goal blocked to win it. That's 3 losses right there. With those 3 losses, they don't even win the AFC West. So are they even in the Super Bowl? Now, you got to give it to them, though. When they get in the playoffs and everyone's record 0-0, they turn into it's almost like the Warriors, right? The Warriors, everyone's like, oh, they're the 7th seed. If Steph Curry doesn't get injured last year, Warriors are probably in the Western Conference Finals.
I agree with you.
They just turn into, they just know how to win in the playoffs.
It's the experience. They've been there before, right?
Exactly. But to your point, just stay on the Chiefs. So my NFC, I'm going with the Eagles. AFC, I'm not going to say the Chiefs. I would say out of the NFC, I would go with Buffalo. I think Buffalo can beat Baltimore, but they always choke against the Chiefs. But this may be the year where the Chiefs aren't who they're facing.
Well, if Buffalo,
that's what I'm getting at. Like the thing about it in the AFC West, you have the Chargers, the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chiefs, right? All 3 but the Raiders made the playoffs last year, okay? Some say the Broncos have the top defense in the league. Chargers, for the 4 Charger fans that are listening, there's like 4, bro. For the 4 Chargers fans that are listening, they're always, every year they're going to the Super Bowl. If I know, like, on the NFC, you get the NFC perspective, but like someone that's like a fan of an AFC team, bro, they always say the Chargers are going to be a top 3 team.
You guys always say you guys are making
they never going to be a top 3 team, right? So the Chargers, yes and no, like it's hit or miss with them. But Herbert is really good. So he's good in regular season.
I can't wait to hear the comments. Everyone's going to be.
There's not going to be many comments on Charger fans, bro. There's not that many Charger fans. Do you know a Charger fan? I know one.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Don't worry. Don't feel bad because I'm telling you, there's not that many. Bro.
I mean,
there's like 2. That's a joke. We always laugh.
Well, let's talk about.
But
let's talk about that. If they do make the playoffs and
they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying if they get success and they actually make it to the Super Bowl, that's where fans.
That's where that's where you build the fan base, right? So, but what I'm getting at is the Bills may be playing the Chargers in the AFC Championship game. They might be playing the Ravens. I feel that the Chiefs are going to have a harder time this year.
I don't think the Chiefs are going far this year.
But what I'm getting at is you can't count them out.
You can't, but
what I'm getting at is I don't think they're going to be in the position. My perspective is they'll be in the running for a playoff spot, but they're not going to be in the driver's seat for the 1 seed.
100% agree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So their road to the Super Bowl is not going to be at home or, they're hosting a game. They might be, if they get in,
it's going to be on the road.
If they get in, they're going to have to win 3 road games.
Yeah. Wild card. Yeah. And honestly, the way I saw them play, they might not even make the wild card.
Their defense is still tough. I give them that.
You guys might be in a better position than them this year, which is crazy to say.
Well, we do, and we do play 13 indoor games, but that's a different story. So
no, I mean, dude, I saw you guys play week 1, and I see how Casey came out completely different.
I think talent, but outside of the quarterback, talent-wise, I think a lot of teams in their own division have more skilled positions outside the quarterback. Obviously, Mahomes would be the number 1 quarterback. I mean, kind of got to give him number 1 in the league still. But outside, like tight end, like Travis Kelce's super old, right?
He was thinking about retiring.
Receivers, they have the worst receiving.
If I'm not mistaken.
They have one of the worst receiving cores in the NFL. Yeah. Like, name a receiver, an active receiver on the Chiefs right now.
On the Chiefs?
Not Rashid Rice, who's suspended.
Right, yeah.
But he's suspended for 6 weeks.
Yeah, they got no one. What's his name? Scantling? Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, he would not. He would be on a special. He wouldn't look. If he's watching this, my bad, bro. I'm not talking smack, but in reality, like the Kansas City's receiving core is one of the weakest in the league, and then their running game is not that great. Pacheco hasn't been cool. He's cool, but he's not like he's not in the conversation of like a Bijan or a Saquon or a CMC or anything like that. He's more like a consistent. Okay, he'd be a good like third down back. And then they got Kareem Hunt. Mm-hmm. He's done. Like Kareem Hunt was out of the league.
Yeah, right.
So. And their offensive line's not the best either.
They're banged up, yeah.
They lost. And it could be, just kind of how it works. Like, you win a lot, you're not getting these draft picks. You're picking last in the first round. You're picking last in the second round. You got to nail these picks, right? So, I mean, your windows don't last forever. Yeah. But I would say Eagles, Bills. That would be my week 2 pick.
Okay.
Obviously, that can change. Injuries can change everything, right? And but if I had to go today and go place a bet, I would say Eagles, Bills.
Yep. I mean, I would say definitely Bills are my second. Pick.
I would say Ravens are my second.
So I mean, that's where the difference.
And then I would say the second in the NFC. Like, I got to see more from Detroit. But if they start averaging 40 points again without Ben Johnson, I'm gonna say Detroit.
That's yeah. I mean, they're gonna.
They've been knocking on the door, and it's like you never know. That might have been
they got a talented young team still.
Yeah, exactly. They got weapons everywhere.
Like you said, we were having a conversation. They wet the bed when they played us. I mean, that was their game, and we. I
felt that.
I was at that game, man, and I was like, at halftime, I was
Let's go get a drink.
What the hell am I seeing here? What is going on? This isn't the team that I know. Like, what the hell?
And you also got to remember, like, hey, don't take the win anywhere you want, bro. You guys had to come back. You got that win. But you don't think that the head coach is saying, I'm going to kick the field goal next time on Detroit, right?
Yeah.
He's kicking a field goal next time around.
It was hilarious because I brought my wife with me. The entire time, they're like, they're going to come back. They're going to, and she was saying it out loud. Everyone that was sitting next to us, they started like, they're going to come back. They're going to come back. Yeah. They came back. Nice, yeah. It was crazy. It was pretty fun, man.
But sometimes teams need that happens to get to the next level. You got to have one of those experiences. Because I feel like that made everybody on their team more appreciative of how hard it takes to actually win in this league. And then the head coach, the guy that he's stuck by his guns, I'm going for it every fourth and 3, I'm going for it. he kicks one field goal, it's a different outcome to that season, right?
It's different in the playoffs. I hope he learned his lesson.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Oh, I hope he did, because if he does it again,
yeah, if he does it, he's not gonna have a job.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So yeah, dude. So I mean, it's so fantasy. Let's talk a little bit about fantasy. Are you playing any fantasy leagues?
Yes, I am. I'm in 3 right now.
3 leagues. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in 2. I can only do 2. Outside, every time I do more than 2, I feel
you can't pay.
I feel like I suck at all of them. But if the 2 main ones I do one of a group of buddies. We've been doing it for over at least 10 years, maybe even longer. And some people have left and come, but we do an in-person draft. Recently we used to have like a trophy, and then from the trophy we've been doing rings, and it's a traditional league. If you're into fantasy, it's not a PPR league. It's a traditional regular league, and we have some rules and stuff like that. And then I play one that's a PPR, and it's points per reception, and it's one of those ones. I'm like the outcast in that one. I don't really know anybody but one person in that fantasy. I was asked to join by like my wife's cousin's husband that we play golf together with, and I was like, yeah, sure. And so it's all his buddies, and I've been playing that for, I think this is year 6, and I've won it once, and I came in second once. So every other year I'm in the running to win the championship. So this year is the other year. Last year I sucked, but this year's the other year.
You're gonna win.
And so far I have the best team, right? So
yeah, no, I this year I'm doing one with my cousins.
Nice.
It's a sleeper league. I've never done sleeper. It's always been Yahoo, and they did 2 extra flex players. No defense, no kicker. It's different.
No defense, no kicker?
No defense, no kicker. It's different.
Just straight points.
It's just straight points, but it's harder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like the last picks are really the ones that are gonna make get you some wins, bro. I've been sucking 0-2 probably.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not how. I'm 0-2-1, and I'm 2-0 in the other.
I'm gonna be probably most likely 2-0 in the other
2 leagues. Yeah, it takes some time. It's funny. It's funny how that works too. Like you get into a new league, like the one I was talking about that I don't know anybody. It's an auction draft. So
which I did one time.
Yeah, dude. It's like I struggled at it in the years I was good. It was because of like the free agent pickups I did, but my team sucked. But this year, I killed the draft, man.
If you guys don't know what an auction league is, you pretty much nominate someone.
You nominate somebody, yeah.
You nominate one of the players, and it's a bid. You bid. You get up to $200.
200 fake money.
Fake money. $200.
And then you have to use that 200 to fill your roster, not only your starters but your bench initially.
Yeah.
Right. So, and it doesn't matter what order you select. Like, so I may have the first pick, and I'll throw this year Bijan Robinson, right? Bijan Robinson, boom, I'm gonna pick him, but I got to put a value to him. So I'll put like $30, and then everyone in the league can start bidding. Ding, 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 right?
So what is the player worth to you?
Yeah, and they give you statistics like what they averagely go for, what the averages they're going for, stuff like that. But like, for instance, like Bijan Robinson, I think he went for 65 of your $200. So now you're left with $135 to fill out the rest of your roster.
Yeah.
So it's challenging.
It is very challenging.
I'm not gonna.
I tried it one time, and it's just.
I'm not gonna share my strategy, but my strategy definitely did a lot better this year than it did in years past, and I think I'm gonna stick with that moving forward.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I win my 2 leagues, and
what do you guys win?
Help me pay for my braces.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't really gamble here. We don't gamble, but yeah. So you there's a prize at the end of the fantasy, okay, right. And bragging rights, of course, right? And bragging rights, of course, man. Yeah, fantasy's cool, man. I like fantasy football because, like I said, like the diehard Raider fan, season ticket holder since like 2005. You're a diehard Niner fan, but I guarantee if Brock Bowers was on your team, you're gonna be rooting for Brock Bowers to blow it up tonight, And like I had Kittle. And he got injured. I was like, oh, man. But,
But Bowers is questionable, right?
No, he's starting. Yeah. He practiced yesterday.
Oh, he shows questionable.
He's not questionable. He's starting. Okay. Sorry, bro. Don't be mad that we have the best tight end in the league, dude. So, anyways, I had Pearsall playing yesterday, and I was rooting for him. He didn't really show up. But I mean, he caught a couple balls, but in the eyes of fantasy, he had a pretty like subpar game, right, for me to start him. So I have no allegiance in fantasy. I won't draft you just because you're a Raider player, or if you're the best player available, you're on my team. I'm going to root for you particularly, maybe not for your team to win, but I'm going to root for you to have a great game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to do something fun to end this podcast. And in the comments, let us know what fantasy leagues, what you play. Is it an auction draft? Is it a snake draft? Is it a keeper league? Let us know what your Super Bowl picks are. I would love to hear what you guys do. You guys think it's going to be Eagles, Ravens, Eagles, Bills? You think it's going to be some team that comes out of the blue? It'd be great to hear. So what we're going to do now, in honor of us representing our teams, I'm going to go down the Niners schedule. Obviously, they're already 2 weeks in. So those are 2 wins. So congratulations to them. We're going to go down the Niners remaining schedule. I'm going to say who they're playing and if it's home and away. And Victor is going to give me, he's going to say win or loss. And
short reason
and
why.
he's going to give me a short reason why. All right.
Cool.
So let me pull this schedule up here. All right. So week 1 was at the Seahawks. That was a win, 17-13.
Mm-hmm.
Week 2 was at the Saints. That was a win, 26-21.
Mm-hmm.
Now, week 3, first home game against the Arizona Cardinals and 5'6" Kyler Murray.
That's a tough one. We got injuries. Kittle's hurt. Purdy's hurt. Ayuk's hurt. But we're gonna pull it out because it's at home. It's our home opener, and our defense is revamped.
All right, so we're gonna go with the win. The next week you're staying at home. So you have 2 on the road, 2 at home. Next one is gonna be the Jaguars.
That's a win.
That's a win. All right, and then you're going back on the road at the Los Angeles Rams.
I think that might be a loss.
Okay, so that's gonna be a loss, and then you are on the road, East Coast game, 10 a.m. at the Buccaneers.
That's a win.
That's a win. All right. And then you're going back home, week 7 against, it's a night game. It's a Sunday night game against the Falcons. They played last night. They got good defense.
Yeah. That's a win.
That's a win. All right. Then we're going on the road, week 8, to the Texans.
That's a win.
All right, that's a win. You guys going undefeated this year.
No.
And then we're
definitely not.
We're going week 9. Week 9. So we're midway through the season, and you guys are going to be 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Love the wishful thinking. Can't hate on the fandom.
Okay.
All right. So then you're going on the road to the Giants.
That's a win.
Yes, I would agree on that. I mean, Russell Wilson did look good, though. He does own the Niners. So week 10, you're going at home or facing the Rams again.
That's a win.
Okay.
Because we're at home.
That doesn't.
We're going to split with them. We usually always split with them.
Okay. Home advantage for both our teams doesn't really make a big
okay.
difference. So then you're playing at Arizona, week 11.
That's a win.
That's a win. Then you guys have a late bye. Then you're at week 12. You're playing Monday night against the Panthers.
That's a win.
That's a win. So we are going into week 13 at the Browns.
We always have trouble with them for whatever reason, but I think we pull it off.
All right. So week 14 is your bye. So at your bye, you are 12-1 at the bye?
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
Keep going.
We might have to edit this out, man.
Yeah.
You might have to look at that schedule again, bro.
Yeah.
You got look, I'm not trying to hate, but you got last place schedule for a reason, bro. Your team was last place last year.
Okay. Just
go.
go.
After they gotta love Victor. After the bye, you guys are at home again against the Titans.
That's a win.
Okay, I will agree. I agree. Then you're Monday night at the Colts.
We lose.
Okay.
Colts is playing good.
Then you're going back home Sunday against the Bears.
That's a win.
Okay. And then you're finishing the season at home against the Seahawks.
That's a loss.
Okay, so that's a loss.
Yeah.
So then
we're gonna split with Seattle.
So we have a loss at
the Rams.
You said the Rams.
Mhm.
So you're losing in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not losing again until the Colts.
Yeah.
And then you're losing the last week.
Yeah.
So you're finishing the season 14-3.
Yeah.
Okay. Love to see it. That'd be a great improvement with no starting quarterback for first 5 weeks, though, right? Okay. If you say so, my guy, 14-3 it is.
Okay.
But hey, Niner fans, go put $100 in Vegas, 14-3 for the Niners to go and win. That would probably win the NFC West.
That's my point.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your division record last year?
It's okay. Hey, didn't you say every single year is different?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's different. The other teams are still the same teams too.
No, they're not. Everyone's different, bro.
Rams look pretty good. Rams will be my pick of the NFC West to win.
Yeah, no.
That's my pick. Until Stafford gets proven otherwise. They are the most recent Super Bowl champions in the NFC West. So that's my pick for them. But 14-3 will be a great season. There'll be a ton of fans listening to this podcast and watching these clips on Instagram that will be going super crazy and
turn though.
And talking mad smack to me for saying Victor may be a little overzealous.
Hey.
All right, go for it. My turn now.
It's your turn now.
I'll be a little bit more realistic.
We'll see.
We're not winning 14 games.
We'll see.
I tell you that.
We'll see. Okay. So you're 1-0.
1-0.
You play tonight.
First home game tonight.
Versus the Chargers.
In Chargers at
Okay.
Allegiant. Win.
Okay. Why?
Because it's Pete Carroll's birthday. Pete Carroll does not like Jim Harbaugh. Calls him Jimmy.
Okay.
And quarterback play, I say we are equal. Defensive line, our defensive line's better. They have some injuries on the offensive line on the Chargers. They have like a rookie at right guard, and we have our full defensive line back.
Okay. Then you are at the Washington Commanders. All right.
That's going to be a loss.
Early morning.
That's a loss because they've just played Thursday night. So we're literally rest. We have back-to-back games against the Chargers and the Washington where those teams had mini buys. Okay. I think the East Coast start, I think we lose that one.
Okay. Then you are at home versus the Bears.
Oh, win. They're trash.
Okay. So this puts you at 2-2?
This will put us at
3-1. Or
3-1.
3-1. Yeah. Okay. Then you're at the Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh. The way they're playing, that's a good game. I think that game that's going to be a tough one. I'm going to say a loss. Do I think we can win the game? Absolutely. Because Geno Smith has a over 80% win rate in domes, like his whole career, even when he was on the Jets.
Okay.
And we play that's what I'm saying. We play like 13, 14 games indoors. But I think the Colts being the home would be favorite, and I would take the Colts.
Okay. All right. Then you are at home versus the Titans.
Win. Cam Ward's going to get. Max Crosby's going to be in his face all day.
Okay. Then you're at the Chiefs. 10 a.m.
I think we're going to split with them, and unfortunately, I think we're going to continue the trend of only beating them in Kansas City for whatever reason. We're like, besides the Eagles that just beat them, we're like the only team that can beat them in Kansas City.
Okay. So at that point, you're 4-2?
5-2. If I count week 1, because we already won.
Oh, yeah.
Be 5-2.
Yeah. Then you have a bye.
Yeah.
Okay. So early bye.
Yep.
Then you're at home against Jacksonville.
We win.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence. He needs to stop throwing interceptions in the end zone. He's not looking like the number one pick.
He's also arguing with his coach.
Yeah, the new head coach too.
Yeah, that's not a good look at all. Okay, then you're at Denver.
Denver wins.
Okay, that's a Sunday night. Okay. Then you are at home against the Dallas Cowboys.
Woo!
Monday Night Football.
That's gonna be a good one. The last time we played Dallas and like was a Thursday game was the Thanksgiving game when my daughter was born, and we played in Dallas. This one's in Allegiant. We win.
Okay.
It's gonna be a shootout though. It's gonna be like crazy high score. Like the last Dallas,
No defense?
no secondary. And it's just gonna be bombs because Dak can throw it, man. Dak can throw. It's just gonna be bombs. So it's gonna be like final score is gonna be like 45 to like 42.
Okay. Then you are at home against the Cleveland Browns.
Win. Joe Flacco, get out of here.
Or it could be Shador.
That'd be even better.
Then you are at the Chargers.
At the Chargers, we lose.
Okay.
We can't win in SoFi against them for whatever reason.
Okay.
We have a bad record in SoFi altogether. I think we've only won one game in SoFi since the stadium's open.
Yeah. What's your experience at SoFi?
Visually, it's dope. But for what it costs, they need to have air conditioning. That's all I can say.
Right. Okay. And then you are at home against the Broncos.
We split with them.
Okay. Then you're at Philly.
Ooh, loss. I think Phil, that's like, at that point in the season, what week is that?
That is week 15.
You're going to start seeing like, the only way we have a chance in that game is if they're like so far ahead in the lead for the 1 seed that they start sitting everybody. But that's going to be like them prepping for the playoffs. You're going to get tush push central all day. And that would be a good, for where I have us record wise, that would be a good measuring stick game. Because you're going against like the cream of the crop late in the season. If we can make it competitive, I'd be happy. But I think we lose the game.
Okay. Then you're at Houston.
Win. CJ Stroud, he's been figured out.
Okay.
Yep.
Then you're at home against the New York Giants.
Win. Whoever, by that time, Jackson Dart will be starting.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably going to have a interim coach by then.
Okay.
So
yeah, could be.
They're going
Very good. Very
they're
good.
going to be in turmoil.
Yeah. And then you finish the season against the Chiefs at home.
They beat us. We split. We go 3-3 in the 3-3 in the AFC West this year. Because the year before we went 4, not last year, but the year before we went
3-3 and finish.
What was that?
Finish second.
10. I have us at what? 10-7.
Yeah.
Was it 10-7?
10-7, I think.
10-7. No, we'll be third place. Oh no, we'll be second place. It's going to be 10-7. Doesn't win the division. I think the Chargers win the division at like 12-5.
So you're being realistic that the Chargers are winning it this year.
Their schedule, their matchups. Well, they already beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I can see them sweeping like the Broncos.
Yeah.
I just see like the way our schedule's set up, like when we played, we always split. I would say 10-7 with the potential of 11-6 if we sweep the Broncos. I think the Broncos defense is really good, but I think their offense is like I watched the game yesterday. Sean Payton's offenses aren't that great. They were great when he had Drew Brees and Reggie Bush and Kamara and all these talented players. I just feel like Bo Nix isn't him. I think Bo Nix is a solid young player that has potential to be really great later on. I just think like he's not him. He's not Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see us beating the Broncos twice. We beat them like 8 straight times, even when we've been crappy. Last year was the first year they beat us since moving to Vegas.
You got them. You got your team splitting with every single team
I would
in your
split,
division.
That's what I'm saying. If we swept the Broncos, we would be 11-6, and potentially that could be first place. But I think it's gonna be 12 wins that would be first place. And I would say the front runner would be the Chargers.
Okay.
I think the Chiefs is gonna be fighting with Denver for third place in the division.
Okay.
Not to say that all 4 teams can't have winning records. I think you might be surprised that the Chiefs might have a losing record this year.
So thank you for sharing
Yeah.
your record might, what you think it might be. Look, you might call me crazy or whatever. But honestly, man, the way it's set up, having that schedule, the easiest schedule for whatever, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, schedules don't matter because, like, that's why I say the schedule. When you look at an NFL schedule, bro, I don't really look at like what the team like. Look, last place teams like Raiders were a last place team, Niners were a last place team. So you get a last place schedule, meaning the teams outside of besides the NFC West, you got to play the NFC West 6 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're playing them, and then you're gonna play. You guys are playing the NFC South, right? Which is not a strong division, so that's good. And then
I got them winning every single.
And
game
then you're
against
playing,
them.
and then you're playing you're playing the AFC South. You're playing the Jags, the Bucks, the Colts. You're playing the AFC South.
Yeah.
So, like, the AFC South is a pretty strong division. Like, they're pretty solid.
Except for the Colts, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have the Colts. I think the Jaguars will figure it out. They're talent. They got talent. So, like, to me, I don't look at, when I always say people go, oh, so you got to also remember, too, people that, I'm not talking about the Raiders, but the Colts, when they read in their schedule, when they're doing this, they see the Niners, they're saying win too because they're saying, oh, the Niners were last place last year. You get what I'm getting at? Like,
I see what you're saying.
It's this.
No, I get it.
But then you also can't use that too because teams are totally different.
That's my point.
The Raiders are a totally different team. We have, and I'm just using the Raiders because I follow them. Bro, we went from the worst quarterbacks in the league to statistically over the last 3 years, a top 10 quarterback, right? Then you go from a head coach that was never a head coach, a linebacker guy. That's like your Jim Tom Sula, right? We literally went from Jim Tom Sula to Pete Carroll, who has proven that he wins. He's only had 1 losing season as a head coach in the NFL. Or 2 losing seasons with 4 different teams. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I knew we were going to win the first game. He's actually 4-0.
No, look, I got, so I'll tell you what. Your record, I agree with you. I'm 100%.
Yeah.
You guys may make an improvement this year, and you guys might make the playoffs. Cool. You obviously don't agree with me.
I don't agree with you on the NFC West.
Yeah.
I think Seattle, like you mentioned, you won the game. I'm not taking away.
If we stay,
the win is not any. I think the
stay
Rams
healthy, bro.
I think if the Rams stay healthy, they sweep you.
Once we get our players back, if we stay healthy,
but the trend is you guys don't. What I'm saying though, the Rams are the team to beat. Now with Devontae Adams, the Rams will sweep you. If Stafford and crew are healthy, like you guys, they're a better team than you. 100% better defense. You beat them on the running back. Because Christian McCaffrey, when healthy, is a top 3 running back. Everything else they beat you in. Receivers, better. Quarterback, way better. And line, better. Defense, better. Like, coach, better. I mean, you don't match up with the Rams, bro. They're the better team. They're the better team.
We've owned them. I don't know what you're talking.
They swept you last year.
Recently. But
you haven't owned them because they have the hardware.
In the last.
They beat you in the NFC Championship.
In the last 5 years, who owned them?
They beat you in the NFC Championship.
In the last 5 years, who owned them?
They've owned you. Pull up the record.
Pull it up.
Pull it up. And how about games that matter too? Did you beat them to go to the Super Bowl? I'm just saying, bro. The Rams are a better team.
Jimmy Noodle Arm. What do you
Doesn't
expect?
matter. You can't make. That's who you had. Who you have is who you have. I mean, don't act like Brock Purdy got a laser out there.
Yeah, he's
throwing
Jimmy.
ducks too.
He's freaking can escape the pocket and move.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. He's throwing ducks.
Let's see. So record against the 49ers.
What's his name? Sean McVay. They've been to 2 Super Bowls too, bro. That's what you guys forget. They've been to 2 Super Bowls the last 6 years.
The past.
Just say Sean Mc.
6 or 5 years.
Just say Sean McVay.
Let's do just 5. Okay.
Record versus Shanahan. Sean McVay record versus Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan holds a 10-6 regular season record against Sean McVay. It's good. In the regular season.
Okay, as of recent, the Rams.
Yeah. I'm just saying though. I think
in 2024, okay.
I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC West. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm not keen on the Cardinals. You guys do have a tough time with Kyler Murray. So I can see a split, and I can see the Rams sweeping you, and I can see a split with the other teams.
He's not going to get outside the pocket
And I
this year.
think you're underestimating. Like, yeah, some of those teams, like the Browns, obviously you should win. The Titans, you should win. I think games against, like, I know the Jaguars is coming up. Like, it depends on which Jaguar team shows up. The Colts are looking good right now. The Bucks, the Bucks are a good team, bro. Like, coached well, good quarterback. I just think it's not with the history. The way I look at the Niners, and I said this to my buddy yesterday, I never said Brock Purdy is a bad quarterback. I think he's a solid quarterback. I like Kittle. Obviously, I drafted him on my fantasy. When Christian McCaffrey's healthy, he's great. You can run all offense through him. Him alone being healthy puts you in contention to every game. I just think this is the least talented team they've had in the last 5 years. That's how I put it. They're the least talented. Like, the amount of talent at each level, there's like one person at each level minus the secondary. But, like, when I look at, like, the offense, okay, so you have quarterback, good. Running back, very talented. Tight end, very talented. Top 3 tight end, right? Receiver. No one on that team would be a number 1 option on any other team but the Niners. That's just fact.
Okay, so
Ayuk's not going to be the same this year. Even healthy would be a different story. Coming off that injury, it's going to take him the whole year.
Okay, I see what you're saying, dude, but this is all assumption, right?
Fred, no, like, this is facts. The Niners receiving core is terrible. Secondary.
Okay.
Burnt toast. Spencer Rattler looked pretty decent yesterday.
Look, our secondary is our weakest thing in our defense.
Linebacker, top linebacker. Defensive tackle, one of the top defensive tackles. Defensive line, outside of him, average. Coaching, above average on defense now, I would say. Coaching, offense, above average. Head coach, see, that's the thing. It's weird because, like, I get you got, like, the play caller and the guy. I think Kyle Shanahan's a better OC than he is a head coach. And I think he doesn't manage games well. I think he's very stuck in his ways. That's why he had a kicker for a year and a half that should have been cut. Day one, he missed the first kick. Someone else is in there kicking at practice.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? So, do I think the Niners will be improved from last year if they stay healthy? Yes, but I don't think the improvement's going to show on the record. That's just my case. I'm not trying to be a hater. How I look at it, I think I don't think their talent increased. I think they're hoping that some of these younger players
pan out.
But,
but it's already, you can already see it put on the tape in these 2 games.
It's
there, bro.
Well, I saw a play call that, and look, I'm not taking away to win, but both games you were in a position to lose as well. Who had the ball?
When were we ever losing?
So the Seattle game, Bosa caused the fumble. Where were they with the ball? They were inside the 10-yard line, bro, with no time. You guys would have had no time left. That would have been an L.
But
I'm not taking away the win. I'm not saying would have, could have. I'm just saying, though, like,
they weren't in the inside the 10.
Yeah, they were.
They were in the red zone.
Oh, okay, they were going to score on you.
Not inside the 10.
They would have scored.
Oh,
no secondary anyways. And then the Saints had the ball. Like, to me, it's like, it's head scratching if I'm a Saints fan, because it's like, you have Spencer Rattler, who's a year 2 quarterback, at 4th and 2, having to get 2 yards. You know the Niners are sending the house. I saw that, like, you're sending 9. You're sending 9 because you know you're gonna get to him before he can throw the ball.
I don't think they sent 5.
No, they sent the house, bro.
No, they didn't.
They sent the house.
Bryce Huff.
They sent the house, bro.
Huff jetted.
They had 9 in the box, bro. They had 9 in the box.
I think the only guy they needed for that play was Bryce Huff.
But my question,
because his get off was crazy.
My thing as a Saints fan is, like, you have this great offensive coordinator as your head coach, and you call a play where your guy's dropping back 10 yards to get 2 yards. You just do a quick hitter real quick. Like, the Niner guy's probably in his head saying, don't get beat deep because no one has timeouts. And if we get beat deep and give up this touchdown, we're losing. So they're always going to play a little bit of soft coverage. And the play they call is like I don't even know what the play call because he never got it off because he took a 7-step drop and Bosa just ripped the dude's shoulder pads off. Like, he was going to win that matchup. It's Bosa. He's going to win the matchup. You need to run a play away from that guy. Like, why? At worst, wouldn't you just bootleg to the other side? He literally just did a straight drop back. You didn't, like, I'm just saying, from a football standpoint,
Look,
the week before, you saw Bosa seal the game for them with the pass rush. So you call a play to put Bosa in the position to seal a game with the pass rush. Like, sometimes these coaches, bro, they overthink stuff. They just do a little bootleg with Rattler and pretend he's going to throw it, make the DB make a decision. Do I go after the quarterback or do I stay on coverage? And then you're hoping Rattler can hit the edge and beat the linebacker to 2 yards. That's the play. And if they commit, he has a little float. Maybe I should be in the NFL. Maybe real estate's not for
this
me, bro.
guy.
Maybe real estate. But I'm not taking the wins away. I'm just saying I don't see 14-3. I don't see a 110% increase in wins. I say if there is an improvement, it's more of a 500 ball club. That's it. And we'll see how the injury bug.
So you're saying we're gonna?
I say 6 wins. I told you. I said you guys gonna win 6 wins again. But if I would say your best case scenario would be like 8-9. That's it. That's what I say. I stand by my words.
So we're gonna
hit me up at the end of the year.
So
I was
you
right last
heard
year.
it. We're gonna have a losing record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Shanahan, he just never has losing records.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying, dude, like you're hoping that we have.
I'm not hoping.
You're hoping that our guys stay injured.
I don't
hoping that Purdy gets injured.
You started healthy.
That's what your comment was before.
I would rather you guys be healthy so you don't have these BS excuses about why you suck.
Your comment.
Because the last year the excuse was we were injured, and then the year before was like, oh, we made it to the Super Bowl, and then the year before that when you sucked, you were like, we were injured. Oh, we got injuries are part of the game. Get depth. Get better players. Get better players. So when one guy goes down, the next guy steps up and it's 1A and 1B, not 1A and this guy should be in Canada.
Okay, I agree with that. If they wouldn't,
I hope you stay healthy.
Sorry, if they wouldn't have drafted Lance at
at what
gave up
we know when they drafted
first
him.
Round picks.
And guess what? When did they draft a kicker? 3rd rounder. That's a starter. Our 3rd round pick from this year is our starting wide receiver too. Like those picks matter, bro. Like I get it. You're good at grafting late in the draft, which is great. But late draft picks are solid contributors. Top 3 round draft picks are Pro Bowlers. Those are the people that make up you know what I'm saying? Like think about all the people that are like the cream of the crop in the NFL. They're usually drafted round 1 to 3. And then you have the solid players.
Well, they thought he was going to be a Pro Bowl kicker, bro.
Yeah. I don't knock them drafting.
He made 100% of his kicks in college, bro.
But my question is, why'd you have to take, my question to them would be, was he on anybody else's draft board? Probably
not that high. Probably not that high. And the Niners knew that, and they knew that they needed a kicker. So they're like, let's be set for some time, put all the confidence in this young guy, and then he sucked.
Yeah. I'm not knocking you. The Raiders kicker, we got him from Minnesota. He was a high draft pick. He was like a 3rd or 4th round pick. And he sucked, and they cut him, and then we signed him, and he's been good. So you're not the only team that's like drafted a kicker high. It's just, to me, I just feel like
there was better talent, better decisions.
If I was a Niner fan, I would be upset with the training staff because now this is a reoccurring theme. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can't use the excuse, oh, we were that injured, because Detroit was equally as injured as you last year. They had the Niners in Detroit were neck and neck for the same amount of injuries to starting caliber to starters. Same amount of number. And they made the playoffs.
Hutchinson broke broke his freaking femur or something like
dude,
that.
That was so crazy. I'm just saying though, like there comes a point where like those
not his femur, his what did he break?
his leg like snapped
His
in half,
leg,
bro. It
yeah.
was crazy.
But that's like their top guy on the
If
edge.
the Niners go 14-3, I will eat my words and I will say you were right. Like I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Are we making a bet? Are we making a bet right now?
I don't think it's happening.
Okay.
I don't think it's happening, bro.
All right, we'll see.
Hey, and I think that's our ceiling for the Raiders. I think it's like 10 or 11 wins is the ceiling, but it can go the other way. It could be like a 6-win team. Geno Smith goes down. I mean, we do have a better backup quarterback now.
Let me remind you of something,
But,
Mark. Let me remind you of
injuries
something.
can change your season.
What happened? Okay, we make the Super Bowl in 2019, right? 2019, 2020, right before COVID.
Yeah.
COVID year, we sucked, right? Bosa goes down. We got all these injuries.
Yeah.
We don't even make the playoffs. Losing record.
But you also had 5 number 1 picks on your defensive line that year.
Okay, what happened the next year? After that,
Which one?
after we have that losing record, what happens the following year?
Yeah, you got healthy, and then you lost in the NFC Championship.
My point is, you can have a losing record
Yeah, I'm not saying
and get back to the top.
I'm not saying your record from last year has anything to do with this
right
year.
after a Super
I'm
Bowl.
looking at your team this year, and I'm saying outside of these 5 players, the roster is very weak. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Purdy, Kittle, Bosa, Warner.
but the nucleus of the talent.
That's it.
is-
I even say Warner. I don't even know if your 5th guy. The 5th guy would be the line. What's the offensive line guy? He's old now.
Trent.
Yeah, I would say he was
Trent
probably.
Williams?
Yeah, but he ain't the Trent Williams of old.
Okay, but still provides a lot of security
but
there,
you haven't-
bro.
he hasn't been
can still
tested yet.
He can still bully people around, bro.
He hasn't been tested yet. Is there Michael Parsons been lined up against him? You know what I'm saying? Like who's on? Tell me one good defender on the Saints. That's all I'm saying, bro.
They didn't play. They were injured.
What I'm saying is like when I look at the roster compared to other rosters just in the division, in the division, I think the Niners have one of the weaker rosters in the NFC West. Doesn't mean they can't gel and win. I'm just playing the odds right now. It's week 2. I'm just saying week 2 is looking like, yeah, you got the 2 wins, and I had you winning the Saints. I thought the Seahawks would beat you. I thought you'd be 1-1. So kudos to you guys for beating the Seattle on the road to open. But what I'm just getting at is when I look at the rosters, I look at your guys' rosters compared to the other teams in your division, and I go, their rosters are better. That's it. And I think your coaching is better than Seattle and Arizona. So on both sides, defense and offense, I think the Rams have the edge on you on everything. That's just my observation. Until proven otherwise, the Rams are the team to beat in the NFC West. Especially if Stafford's healthy, that dude can ball, bro. Stafford alone will win you a Super Bowl.
So if we win that first game against them, like I have predicted, in their house,
yeah, we'll see. Who you play next?
Levi South. Are you gonna change your?
So they can call Levi North.
Are you gonna change your? No, bro. They don't. You swear like their freaking fan base travels, bro. Let's be real. If we win that game, does your
The 6 wins?
does
go
that
up?
change, bro?
Will you play them when?
We play them week 5, I believe.
Week 5?
Yeah,
Well, it depends on what happens.
because
the
we
weeks
play
before.
Arizona right at home, then we travel to Jacksonville, and then we're back home against. Oh no, then another away game at the Rams.
Who's the next game you play?
We play Arizona at home.
Okay.
So what happens if we win?
I think
these-
Arizona wins that one. Then where do you go to? Jacksonville?
Jacksonville.
I think Jacksonville wins that one. So you'll be 2-2. You'll be 2-2 going into.
I don't think that's what you said.
You'll be 2-2 going into the Rams. I had you at like 1-3 going into the Rams, but you beat the Seahawks. So you'll be 2-2 going into the Rams game.
And us losing against the Rams.
And you losing against the Rams. So you put you at 2-3. Then you have after that, you have a pretty, your toughest stretch is like in the beginning of the season which is kind of disheartening because you're hoping Purdy's injury is not the 5 weeks. It could. You don't know, right? You don't know how that.
Well, they said he might be back by Jacksonville.
You don't know though. It all depends. And then, do you want him back that quick? What if he gets the next thing is a tear, like Burrow just happened? You know what I'm saying?
At that point, I'm not playing him at Jacksonville. If Mac Jones plays solid for these next two, or for at least this next game, bro,
I would tell
I'm not too worried.
You don't put your cards in on Mac Jones, bro. He's terrible.
Well, he didn't throw any interceptions against
the Saints. He's playing the Saints. I can throw a freaking 3 touchdowns against the Saints, bro.
279 yards, 26 for 279. Yeah, okay. No, 3 touchdowns
in a dome.
3 touchdowns
in a dome against the Saints.
No interceptions
against the Saints.
138.
I know you don't
QBR.
I know you don't choose who you play against. That's schedule. You don't make the schedule. But let's not act like the Saints are predicted to be any remote competitive this year.
It doesn't matter. If you're that...
Just follow Vegas.
If you're that terrible, you throw a pick at least versus them. It wasn't even close.
He fumbled, right?
I never saw him throw. Yeah, but bro, it got batted. It freaking hit his hand as he was throwing. That doesn't count, bro.
That's called a fumble.
That doesn't...
I'm just saying.
Bro.
It counts. It's still a fumble.
Please.
He fumbled a handoff, too. He fell on it. Yeah. Right. So
this guy being a Raider fan.
Mac Jones. Mac Jones ain't the answer. If you playing Mac Jones more than 3 weeks, you guys, I might take two wins from the 6. You just won half your games this season. No, just playing. All right. Well, we could talk about this all day till we're blue in the face. But thank you guys for listening. 2025 NFL season should be fun. We'll do a check back. We'll follow this up in towards the end of the season. We'll do like a end of year, see if we were right, see if our predictions were right, see if the Niners go 14-3, see if the Raiders go 10-7, and we'll do a Super Bowl show. We'll make a Super Bowl prediction. But with that, guys, thank you for listening again, and we look forward to winning with you.